in society are the same. There's no distinction between them. I mean, the audience is made up of our society. I think that now people, as you said, there is an appetite for realistic films, biopics, something that is gritty, something that is unconventional, something that is not typically a hero-heroine romantic story. So I have a lot of faith in our audience and consequently our society. I do understand a lot of them are very young. A lot of them, when you hear a period film, they're not so interested. Costume drama, they get a little like, if it looks like an intense film, they're like, "Arey, we just want to see something light and comic." But at the end of the day, I do remember a time when people would go to the cinema to have a good cry. I think people want to be touched. It's not just that they want to laugh. They don't mind crying, but it needs to be real. It needs to be something that connects with them and not something that's fake. So I think that they'll find that in a film like this.
We went for a very realistic, true, music which touches your heart. So that's the reason even Asha ji sang the song for the film, then Sonu Nigam ji, then it was Javed Ali, and moreover it was Ghulam Mustafa Saab who sang after 24 years for the film. He's a guru of Shan, Lata, A.R. Rahman, and now teaching A.R. Rahman's son as well. And he's Padam Shri, Padam Bhushan, and he was so touched that he gave that, and the number written is by Muhammad, I still remember this gentleman, Mr. Mehboob Alam. He's the one who's written lyrics for Bombay, Roja, Vande Mataram, composed by him. So they give such a meaningful lyrics to the songs, and those songs beautifully composed by these guys, and you listen to it, you feel like crying, you feel like connecting to what it's all about. It's not about too much of that instruments and those trance and all happening. It's realistic music which people love. I think this new age generation is also loving this kind of music. Doing in Australia, New Zealand, US, Canada, UK, and definitely Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh this side, and Southeast Asia complete with South Africa. And there was a response from Italy and Spain and Germany also. A European distributor contacted us. So I don't know, the news is traveling, that's the reason they are contacting us, and we are willing to give them the DCPs to run in their theatres, as many audience as possible. So this subject is something which I think everybody should watch it once. They should know what actually happened.
It is the kind of film because it's intense, and I think especially because it's a one-day story. There's no respite because every day you wear the same costume and you do the same scene, and it's not like the scene ends. The whole film is one scene that it's very pacey, it moves fast, but you're basically living that one day over and over again for the 40 days that you shoot. So that can be tiring. I think it helped that we shot not in Bombay, because when you are in Bombay, I mean, you have so many friends, you have so many things, you get distracted. So here they were very clever. They took us to Ludhiana. There was not much to do. I don't have many friends in Ludhiana. So Veer and I were there. We were shooting every day, mainly on set all the time, and it became intense, and that added to it. So of course a film like this stays with you. You feel drained at the end of it. It's not like you have much opportunity to laugh and find release on screen. But I think as an actor you're trained now to whenever possible conserve energy and switch off, and you bring it, I think, when it matters most in your close-ups. So that I think you get attuned to now. My first few films, I've done many films where my fiancés die and lots of people die and it's all very heavy. So I'm used to crying, but I used to give of myself so much. And sometimes it's a back shot and you realize you're not even seen, it's a wide shot. So now you ask, lens kya lagaye, 100 lagaye, acha, isme actually rona padega. Otherwise you just it's more mechanical, it's more choreographed. So those are tricks of the trade that you learn quickly to conserve your energy.
Yeah, definitely I am. I'm more happy that audience are reacting to it, and most of them are the positive responses. So that gives you encouragement to write these kind of scripts again and bring to the audience more wonderful stories, which make sense. A sensible cinema, I call it basically. It's again a very controversial story. It's on one of the most hyped media cases, which we've taken the rights for recently, and we'll reveal it as soon as we have a main lead locked for that.
Also something controversial. Again, I can't tell you because it's too soon, and I feel film announcements are best left to producers. I'm reading 2 scripts, both of which I've liked, but let's see if they actually get made and all of that. There's a long way to go. And also, a couple of days ago, we started talking about it. Kunal and I have opened a production company called Renegade Films, and we're also co-producing something which is in a real space, controversial space. But I'm not directing it, neither am I acting in it. I mean, I hope so. I mean, you can only choose from what you're offered. I wish that I was offered more good stuff. Unfortunately, I'm offered very few good things and a lot of not very good things. and then you have to pass on them as opposed to do them. I think once we've opened this production company, hopefully we'll be able to generate some content as well. But we don't want to generate content for ourselves to act in, because I feel like that takes away from the credibility of the project. So as I said, there's a couple of things that I'm interested in. Now, one thing is feature film and one thing is also digital content, which I understand a lot of people are getting into. But I've been very apprehensive because this is the first wave. And I think at the end of the first wave, you realize who are the good players in this, because it may not all be good. So I think I'd like to wait and then see. But I think there's certainly going to be lots to do. At one point, someone at my age or my stage in my life, post-marriage, would feel that that's the end of their career. And now I feel that's certainly not the case.